PK52, the Saturday morning meeting. Let's talk just a few minutes about everyday life and what's going on in the automotive and let's say power sports industry. Once you buy a vehicle, a motorcycle, a boat, an airplane, a helicopter, a wave runner, or any personal watercraft, then the biggest problem with that is to make sure that what you paid for is dependable. And you want to enjoy your car, your truck, your SUV. You want to go to the lake and not have boat problems. That's the worst weekend of all time, is to go to a lake to relax for the weekend and spend all weekend trying to get the boat going. And so having a maintenance program is extremely important. I love it that working with Toyota, that you can buy a new or a pre-owned vehicle from Toyota and buy a prepaid maintenance plan so that your maintenances are scheduled and taken care of, and you've already paid for that so you don't have to pay every time you go in. I love that. But I want everybody to think about this. I'm going to give you an example. For a while, Courtney and I were buying motorcycles and refurbishing the motorcycles and flipping motorcycles. And we're big into motorcycles, and it was a lot of fun. And really, it just doesn't take a whole lot of money to make a motorcycle look brand new again. And we were doing that and selling them. And with some of the people that we hang around with and some of the friends we've made are people that we've actually sold motorcycles to. So it's we traveled with them, and it's been a good deal, the whole motorcycle thing. So I bought a Fat Boy, and it had some issues. And so I could have taken it to some independent mechanics and everything, but it was having some pretty dynamic issues. So I took it to the Toyota store and I just said, listen, do an oil change and a 3-hole, all the fluids. And there's something going wrong. It's not running right. So I get a call in the afternoon. I dropped it off in the morning. Got a call in the afternoon. They said, hey, we've got all your oil change and your 3-hole done. There was an issue with the electronic system, and it was a recall. And so we've got the part order. We're going to take care of that. So I bought a used motorcycle, not from a Harley dealership, from somewhere else. If I would have taken that somewhere else, they would have gone ahead and fixed the electronic problem in the bike, and it would have run. It would have been just as good, but I would have paid $1,000, $1,100, $1,200 to get that repaired. When I took it over to the manufacturer and there was a campaign on there, it was done at no charge to me. So when you're buying a car, and it doesn't matter what brand you buy. If you buy a Ford, then you need to find a Ford dealership service department that you really trust, that you meet the manager and you know the technicians. If you buy a Toyota, you need to find a Toyota dealership that you trust and you know the technicians. The labor rate in these shops, depends on where you are, is going to be somewhere between $100 to $165 an hour. That's just the rate. An independent might be $10 or $15 an hour less. But the difference is that you're getting a Toyota factory technician, a Ford factory technician. And the first thing they do when they check your vehicle in, the very first thing they do, when they load in your vehicle identification number into the Ford or the Chevy or the GMC or the Buick or the Toyota system, it flags and says, there's an open campaign or recall on this vehicle. If you took your vehicle over to Jiffy Lube, to a fast lube place, it's convenient. You drive it in, maybe Fast 5 is the new commercial on TV. You sit in your car and before you know it, they've got it all done in 10 minutes. Well, when they enter the VIN, the vehicle identification number in their system, it stores you as the client, but it doesn't flag that the car's got a bearing issue in the front drive axle, or the car's got some kind of relay in there that needs to be replaced. None of that flags anywhere else. So when you're spending all the money, and right now in the market, everybody's spending all the money. I don't care what you're buying right now, it's at a premium price. Because of the chip shortage and because of shipping problems in the United States and COVID all mixed together, the production of new cars, normally cars sold in America was about 18 million cars a year. And we're running around 15 million right now. So 2 to 3 million people a year aren't buying new cars because they're just absolutely not available. So now what they're doing is they're buying newer pre-owned cars. Manufacturers are super about taking care of customers. I spend my time with Toyota. I've seen Toyota cover items on a vehicle that was well out of warranty before, because they realized by taking care of a customer, then they're going to get that customer back. If I owned a brand B repair facility and I knew there was something I couldn't fix, the first thing I would tell the customer is, well, you're going to have to take that to the Toyota dealership and they're going to be really expensive. Of course I'm going to say that because I'm trying to make money with my business. But if I buy a Harley, I'm going to service my bike at a Harley dealership. I've also got a BMW. My wife has a BMW. Our BMW motorcycles are serviced with our ASM at our BMW Cycle Center. The other day I went in, I've got a shaft-driven GSA 1200, just to give you an example. So it doesn't have a chain, doesn't have a belt, it's got a drive shaft in it. They found out that it was holding water and it could cause it to corrode in there. And my bike is a 2017. I've already got 30,000 miles on it, and that was completely covered under warranty. Now, nobody, if I would have taken it to an independent repair shop with a very talented technician, first of all, they wouldn't have known about the recall, and they couldn't have inspected any of that drive shaft because it was all internal. So because I was smart enough to take it to my factory back service, I was taken care of, and something that would have cost me, again, it doesn't take much to get to $1,000. It was all taken care of, and now I've got peace of mind when I ride my motorcycle through a river. So take a minute, protect your family, find the dealership, interview them, meet the service director. Interview the service director. Say, listen, I just bought this car for $60,000. Before I ever bring this in here and spend any money, I really wanted to meet you. Tell me a little bit about your technicians. Why are you afraid to do that? Why do people get upset when they don't get the service they think they should have received when they never prep themselves to make sure that was the right service department for them? There are multiple dealerships and multiple personalities. Find the best place to protect your vehicle, your personal watercraft, your motorcycle, your airplane, your helicopter, or your boat. PK52 with a tip. Saturday morning meeting.